They're guys. They do magic. They are the Magic Guys.
Well, hello, friends. Welcome to the Magic Guys, episode 219. And great news, guys. Daddy Doug is back. Say what up, Doug.
Bonjour, bonsoir, and everything in between. What's up, nerds? How you doing? You made it back finally.
Where you been?
Vegas will keep you busy, you know. We were just talking about all the things to do here.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just saying to Doug that, myself and Josh will be visiting for the Magic Live convention. So if you guys are going to be there, give us a heads up. We'll make an effort to catch up at the Alligator Bar and run amok.
It's happening.
Yeah. So all three of us will be, and it's crazy because this will be the first time all three of us are in the same room, which is.
I wonder if we would all fit here. We could do maybe Magic Guys from Trick Supply. Maybe
that's not a bad idea.
I mean, just because it's here and ready to go, and we know it kind of works. All right, we can talk about it.
Yeah, if you guys would like to see that, let's definitely make that happen. That sounds like a really fun idea. And
also,
go on.
Also fun just to go live from the skit from Orleans down there at the at the convention. If the Wi-Fi is good, but you never know here in Vegas.
What if we did a type of WrestleMania type setup in which we have one camera in the corner of the room and we just try to fill as many people into the room as we can? We'll push Gate and Bloom in there. And
Let's
get as many fat people in there as possible. We'll get Miguel Angel Gaya. We'll get Danny Ortiz. That'd be hilarious.
Nick's got plans. What are we doing? Indian leg wrestling or something else?
Let's get the KY jelly. Let's just do it good and proper in the spirit of Vegas and get loose. Now,
so
guys,
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but when you actually stay in Vegas, it just stays with you. So I tread lightly when it comes to all things KY. But
yeah,
maybe
that's interesting. I just realized what an interesting dynamics that's going to be. How we get to come in there and behave like it's Vegas, but you have to behave like it's home. That's a fun place to be.
Yeah, but guess what? I behave like it's Vegas. I haven't slowed down yet. I mean, I'm a working man, so I take it easy during the week, but I've been getting all kinds of trouble on the weekends.
Really?
Well, not really. Usually it's a magic show, but a couple of times I've taken the wife with me. We end up at a casino. We have some drinks and gamble before the show, and it's a little bit degenerate. And
that's the thing about being in Vegas. It's just impromptu fun. It's the sort of thing where it's like, hey man, come meet up with us for a burger. And you're like, okay, so you have a burger. Then all of a sudden the phone rings and then you go, Colin McLeod says, do you want to come and meet here? And you're like, what? Like, yeah. And then you just go over to that hotel where he's staying. And he's like, yeah, sorry, I just flew in. I'm doing a thing or whatever it is. And it's Vegas.
I can't tell you. Yeah, it's like, I've regretfully turned down some amazing invitations to things just nonstop. Like last week, I missed the podcast. There was a magic variety show. It was a charity event. Listen to this lineup. Mike Hammer opened the show after a vaudeville singer. Mike Hammer kills. Oh my God! Listen, if you're hearing my voice and you're in Las Vegas, go see Mike Hammer at the Four Queens.
Is he doing his own show now?
It's a stand-up comedy, one-man magic show. It's been going on for years now, I do believe. And man, he just kills it. Oh. So he was on the bill. My buddy Mondre, who I've gotten acquainted with over the last couple months, Mondre did a classic stand-up Dove. Not really classic, modern edge, just such a good manipulation bird act. Mac King was on this bill.
What?
Fielding West orchestrated this event, and he was the host for the festivities.
What's he like? What's he like in person, please?
He's wonderful. I actually had the pleasure of meeting him in the shop, and boy, what a joy it is to be in this space, because turns out everyone comes here. Like last Friday, my last customer was Kevin James. Hey, I need some rope. Kevin James in the house making my day. He was wonderful too.
Fielding West is one of those people that I would be just devastated if he wasn't oh, I can't stand that guy. Like if I heard that about him, I'd be like, no.
I don't say that. Nah.
No. It's just because when you see someone on video and you're like, he's brilliant. You just know that he's going to be amazing. But if you heard the opposite, it's that fear of meeting your heroes. I am that guy who has a fear of meeting their heroes, you know?
Well, I mean, maybe that's a good fear. I don't know. I wouldn't think that you'd feel bad about meeting Fielding West.
Yeah, I adore him so much. For those of you that don't know, there is a particular is the parrot routine his as well? The parrot
Bob
routine?
the Bird?
Yep.
Bob the Bird?
Yeah, that's his as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he does a hilarious routine with this bird. The one that he does that's really, really great is this. It's a basically a costume change that he does under the guise of making a tiger appear underneath this top, and it's really silly. It's a really good personality piece, and if you have an opportunity to scope it out on YouTube, just have a look at it and go, "That's good. That's clever."
Talk so about transcending the moment. That is good is an understatement. That routine is epic. It's great.
Yeah, like I genuinely sought out to get that DVD of his. Like I've managed to find someone selling it on a marketplace, whatever else, and I was so enthused. But man, like I said, we could talk about Vegas for days, and we'll probably have to do a Vegas debrief after we do Magic Live. And speaking of live, this show is live. This is unrehearsed, and we are going at it. We have our friends in the chat. We have our good friend Thomas Conger. We have Drago, Nico. Good to see you, buddy. We have Scotty Link, Tim Askin, them questions. Josh Nobita is here in spirit. He does send his love. He's doing shows in Sydney. It's great that he's out there crushing the game. We have our good friend Dylan Young, who handles our socials. And of course, Scotty P. Good to see you, friend. And there's a message from Scotty P to you, Doug, and it says,
what?
Thanks for the puzzle deck demo a few weeks back. I'm using the box for a piece of paper and to choose an animal origami effect. And I love that because we were jamming a couple of ideas for the show, and we've been playing with a lot of different things, different ideas, themes, as you guys have seen. What would you do, etc.? Trying to make it educational. And I thought it would be really cool to actually create some magic in which Doug has now access to such an amazing library of props and gimmicks and all kinds of stuff. And I said, I would like this. Now, for those of you watching live, please get amongst it and, chime in with any ideas you may have. But the idea is this. Doug has a store, which he's currently in right now. He's going to grab some products one by one, share them with us. And then the idea is that we jam the gimmick, the trick, whatever he's given us, and we will try and create something. Like we'll try and create a trick. Either using the gimmick in a different way or just creating a really cool presentation for that gimmick. So, Doug, I have no idea what you've got prepared. The floor is yours. Talk us through it.
I'm going to start where we started and where I spent most of my day today, and actually a good portion of my day last Friday with these bad boys. The sleeve bouquet. So one of our recent acquisitions is a pretty large business up in New Jersey. We just picked up this company, and they have some beautiful. That's not the beautiful flowers I want to show.
I'm trying to make your screen big. I'm trying to give you the floor.
These are the feather flowers that I've been unpacking and organizing. Like we have the 20 bloom red with Nick. You're doing it wrong.
This is what happens when Josh doesn't drive. I'm ruining everything.
Just go back to norm. And then we have these guys here. This is like a mixed bouquet. There's so many others. There's probably 20 different styles. I'm not advocating this guy, but we do have this guy too. The wand thing with the flowers. I'll set it up and do it. We're not going to jam on this because I don't think this is a jammer trick. But I do want to think of a novel way that I could use these. Maybe in store to promote the product would be nice, but in general, like how would you use this besides, popping it out of your sleeve?
Okay, great challenge. How to utilize sleeve flowers other than, okay, what sort of receptacle could you put it in to make it like kind of thin? Like as in like, could I put it in a tube? Could I put it
I'll tell you one my wife didn't like. I pulled it out of my zipper and she said, probably not. But it's funny, right?
It is funny, but it would be funnier if like you pulled it out and it just looked like it wasn't a flower. If it was like some sort of STD, that would have some kind of,
you know what
like
it could be? Here's one. Do I have one in here? Hold.
syphilis. No,
they have the wilting flower. You know, the flower that wilts.
Oh yeah.
So you pull it out and it's wilting, and then it unwilts.
Oh, see, there's an idea.
That's
right.
Another one my wife would hate.
Yeah. So producing that. So could you show us kind of how sort of like if you were to, yeah, okay, cool. So we're talking an inch, 2-inch pipe.
Yeah, these they go down pretty small. I'd say about an inch. It's a sleeve. So if you think of something that would fit in your sleeve.
Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking. Like I'm thinking chambers. I'm thinking like what's the like a revolver type gun. Am I right? So like if you were to make multiple tubes, let's say you had tubes, you had like 3 tubes down your thighs to accommodate this.
Yeah.
And your jacket covers it. And then you could have maybe 2 or 3 on the inside of your arms here. And you just had pipes, just like literal pipes. I'm talking just like PVC piping. And you put all of those in. And effectively what you've got now, it's kind of like a dove load in a sense. But what you're doing is you're just producing. Like you can make this a proper, like huge amount of production. And I think that would be cool. Or
I don't know why I'm thinking this as you were saying the words, but what if you produced it like in a bouquet, like, how you give someone a bouquet of flowers and they come in some like flower wrapping, or maybe the vase itself even could be a mirror vase. Maybe they're in the base of a mirror vase.
Yeah.
And then you pop them out of that thing and then they go in the vase. That would be an example like, hey, honey, I got you some flowers. Here's the vase. Boom, there's the flowers. And
yeah, I'm thinking of like a table as well. If you had a table, right, and the legs of the table, you could imagine the legs of the table kind of had, because they were tube, but they were hollow, and you could actually load more of them in there. And so in that moment, you can actually like reach in from the top of the table and pull out like
and then
2.
You just bam,
bam,
bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. Like you could just make so many of these. You could literally like just produce.
I mean, that's
and then
two of them is pretty damn big, and these are the small ones. These are
there's bigger than that.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this is the 20. Maybe they're not. We have about 8 different kinds. These are just the ones I've been unpacking, and I'm really happy with these. It's also
great.
Yeah, good price point. These are like $30. If you can't have $30 of fun with one of these are like 20, And if you're just like, if you're doing walk around and want to do a fun bit, you can put that in your jacket pocket. Just keep it as like a fun visual. How y'all doing? My name's Doug. I'm your magician tonight. I'm going to do a little magic for you.
The chat is fire. I mean, Nick's asking, could you pull it out of an empty box? And you possibly could if you did that type of effect where, like the wand from purse type thing, you could probably do something of that nature as well using this very same gimmick. Now, if you're listening to this and you're kind of not, entirely magically orientated, it's effectively, imagine being able to rip out of your sleeve like a bouquet of flowers. Like it's simple as that. They kind of take up maybe 20, 30 centimeters. I don't know, about 12 inches in like circumference. So they're actually quite big. A flower index. Nah, Scotty knows me too well. How many colors do they come in, bud?
So yellow, red, or multicolored. So those seem to be the 3 main options, although we have other styles and other colors, just not this style per se. Like we have purple, or violet. Yeah.
So I wonder if like you could do this thing where you get a couple meeting, like it's like, okay, you do like now this is where it gets crazy for me. So if we're going to routine something like this, it could be this type of thing. Like, did you bring flowers? And you go, then maybe like, how you were saying, like using the paper?
Yeah.
That you wrap a bouquet in.
Right.
How great would it be if like this table that I made mention where like the legs are hollow, you put a piece of paper flat on the table, like maybe a napkin even, right? And then you just pinch it from the middle and then like pull up to here, like so it's halfway up, like so if you got the stems, and then for the final portion where the flowers bloom, you just whip,
Pow.
And then you can kind of say like, there's your flowers and put them in a vase, and you could do something like that. What's also really funky is that you could ask her, like in this routine, like, what are your favorite flowers? And she could say, I like roses, I like this, I like that, I like lilies, I like lavender, like whatever it might be. And you're like, what color are those? You know, or you know what color these flowers are. And then you can produce, you know, let's just say that she said, like, I don't know what a purple flower is, but they just say lavender for lack of a better word. They go, I like lavender. And you go, oh, so you like purple flowers? Bam. And you produce purple flowers. Oh, you like roses? Oh, so you like red flowers? Boom. Like you can do something like that. You know, you like, oh, sunflower, you like yellow ones? Boom. Like you have this sort of like index of flowers that you could use in order to like do this almost confab type effect in like setting a dating thing. I've done a routine where it's like been like a full date. Like it's like a full 20-minute date on stage, and it's hilarious.
I like Scotty mentions the flower seeds. You could actually have an index of the flower seed packets, and then the feather flowers you could just suggest that's what they are. Do a multicolored production and call them tulips or whatever they say.
Another idea is that you could have a picture of those in a picture frame. And then as you sort of rip it, you can rip those flowers out of the picture frame, and then they vanish from the picture frame as well. That's a really good idea from Scotty Link.
That's a good one. Yep.
Yep.
Scott's working it.
I often pull it out of my pant. Magic Buzz says, I often pull them out of my pant leg as a kicker after the underwear at the end of the rope.
Oh, that's good. That's much better than underwear.
Yeah.
Or even as a kicker, it's better than ending on boxers or something.
Yeah, I think it ties it in with like the Professor Cheers rope routine, which is a routine where like you just keep pulling rope from your person, and then it goes from your leg to your other leg, and then your underwear is attached at the end of it. It's such a pain in the ass, that routine to do and set up. But it is.
That's a commitment, but that's a good one.
Yeah,
like out of the box, they provide tidy whiteys. If that's your finish, you might want to get some feather flowers in there.
Yeah. Get some floral paper, like flash paper, I suppose.
Oh yeah, the flash production would be nice.
Oh yeah, or use the floral paper. That's what I made mention, where you produce it from a cone. You know, like you make the cone, then you can sort of whip it out. Like you could do that. The seeds is a great idea. Yep, everyone's saying seeds for the win. That's pretty. Yeah.
All right, that was a good time. I think we did enough flower work today.
I think it is, and so you can get those from
Trick Supply. Duh.
Maybe we should get links for this stuff and post it after the show, perhaps.
I have a sign over here. There, that's where you get them. Tricksupply.com.
Okay, so everything you're seeing today, guys, tricksupply.com.
I hope everyone appreciates that I cleaned off my desk for today's podcast. Got everything nice and tidy for this.
See, it's funny when you say cleaned off. I'm like, you got rid of all the vodka and the and the gins.
Weekend only.
All the bourbons that you've been accumulating throughout your time.
You'll know when that happens, and everyone should be worried when you start seeing me drunk on here. You'll know. It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, we're going to have to do one. We're going to have to do a drunk.
We should do a drinking one. Yeah.
We're going to do a drinking one. We do drink every time. We do drink every time I say, I used to play in a band.
Let's go. Could use some caffeine right now.
All right. Mine has gin in it. Don't tell anyone.
Oh, all right. It's morning for you.
Yeah, it's 10:20 a.m. here in sunny Melbourne, and it is not sunny outside. All right, I'm excited. Okay, hope you guys enjoy. Like, that was fun. Let's look at product number 2.
Okay, this one I really wanted to demo. I thought I could demo it. I can't, but we can just discuss it briefly because I don't know what the hell to do with the flashing ears.
The flashing ears. Okay, so can I ask questions?
Yes, you can.
Is this a kind of delight routine?
Well, I mean, that seems to be a natural segue. I'll do a little light exposure here. You're hooked up pretty good. This thing, it hooks behind your ears, and the light comes from behind. And then there's a button you can push that makes them blink on and off. So you become part cyborg while this is going on.
And you can light these. Oh, actually, this is not a bad idea. So here is, could I hook it up like this? Could I hook it up like this? Can I have it so that so I have lights, we're just like in my ear, so to speak. left and right. Can I have the switch for the right ear on my left side and the switch for my left ear on this side? Like
So
on the
I
other
think we
side?
need a 2.0 version of this, but I don't know anyone wants it that bad. So it's just one blink. I'm putting it on just so you get the visual.
They don't both light up at the same time. You can control each one, right?
Yeah, so here's where the 9-volt goes, and then there's a tapper. So
And you can only
so it's going to be here, and then I don't know. You could probably toe tap it, maybe, but you're going to just tap it. And imagine my ears lighting up. They do. I had a 9-volt here somewhere. I tested this thing maybe a week or two ago. It looks good. It's dorky as all get out, and I don't know where it fits except D lights. I'd probably do it after I snorted it up the nose, and then I go, and then my ears would light up red or something like that. But I'm looking for something else,
I was kind of hoping that you could have it light up left and right is what I was kind of hoping for. And the idea would be that like you can go like it goes in, like you light it here, and then when you let it go, right, it lights up that side. And then you can like take it out that side. So and you can do that kind of like transfer of the light through the lights through your ears. And I like that as an idea because that's just fun.
Where's really... Bob Possible could do this for us if he was here. He would make it and probably have it to us by the end of the show.
Yeah, I would probably have two in a sense. Like I would have one just for the left, one for the right. That other one would be a backup. And I was just trying to figure out the economy of movement because I figure that like I would probably have it so that like as it goes in this ear, I would go down, hit it on my chest, for example, then that would light up, and then I would take this off. So like from it goes through the ear, and if you had one in your mouth as well, you can sort of have it go like 3-phase.
Oh yeah.
So you can go like in your it would light up here because it's in your ear. You let it go, you then open your mouth, you show light in your mouth, and I have seen those little gimmicks or those things around just in the strip, like literally on the strip of Vegas. Then it's in your mouth. Right, your hand can go to your chest, press the button, which lights the left up when you close your mouth, and then take it out. So now you've got this kind of like traveling through your body type experience. And I think that, as far as a deluxe routine goes, is pretty fun. Like I would get behind that.
Someone needs to make what you just said and eliminate the wires. How about that? We're in a modern day. These were made probably 15 years ago when the lights were hot. So I think nowadays, because we can talk about this today too. The Firefly's out. So this is an example of a gimmick that could do the same thing, and this could fit behind your ear. Maybe this could do what you just said.
Yeah.
So, behind the ears, remote, and then you could just do whatever you want, one at a time, make a little timer out of it and have it go off as needed.
Yeah. Here's something to explore. Scotty Link said, what if you did some sort of lie detector? Now here's a fun thing. If you're going to do this for kids, there's this really funny thing that I read where it might have actually been the ears where they said, parents can see when their kids are lying because every time kids lie, their ears light up. And then they would say something like, did you eat the chocolate? And you would see kids holding their ears and being like, no. And they so that they couldn't tell if they were lying or not. It'd be so funny.
And then we could use Scotty's idea of you tape it under your shirt to your nipples, and that's how you tell if strippers are lying in Las Vegas. I just said that.
Welcome to a live R-rated version of the Magic Guys. I'm your host, Nick Kay.
This is what happens after you've been in Vegas for 2 months. You go total degen. Mind in the gutter.
So I think this would be a really fun idea that if you were like going to tell lies or you wanted to do a routine about lying, and if you did lie, every time you lie, will you be like, it could be anything. It could be something like, I'm not hiding the ball, and you got the red ball in your hand, and then you go like, no, I don't. I go, which hand is it in? It's in my left one. No, it's not. And then when every time you say no, it's not, like your ears light up and they're like, you're lying. Like this call and response you could do with something like this is so fun. No, it's not. It's in your butt. No, it isn't. And then your ears just light up again. And it would be really funny to have that as a premise, especially showing that like every time you lie, your ears light up, because the kids would be like like lying to their parents about like, I didn't have 2 pieces of cake, and be looking at their ears at the same time, like trying to like see if they can get away with lying. I think that'd be really funny. That's fun. Drago said that it could be fun to do, maybe like a pretend to be electrocuted. That'd be interesting. I think it would be done in a cute kind of Home Alone type way. Yeah. Swallow your phone. Oh, that's a good idea. You know how have you seen that effect with Tobias Dostal where you swallow the phone and then it's gone?
Love it.
Yeah, well, you could do that and couple it with having your ears light up.
That's Firefly on my ear.
Damn, that is a very bright light.
So, and look how it fits right behind there. So if you could put if you got this thing remote controlled somehow, that's doable.
Oh, Tim, great idea. What if you rigged it to a hat, right? So that it would work on a kid.
I still like Scotty's nipple idea. That's the winner for me.
So what? How much are they going for, bud?
Blinky, the lights for the ear lights are like $20.
That's great.
Yeah, $20 of fun.
Mm.
If you think you'll have fun with that for $20, you will. I guarantee it.
I think I would get 2 of them if I was going to do it. And it's just so hard. Like when you're bald, it's very hard to hide things behind your ear. But if you've got a beautiful head of hair, it's a lot.
Got a hat and glasses. It works pretty good.
Yeah.
I was at home blinking away. I had a good time for free. I didn't have to pay for them, but it was fun.
Yeah, I think that, you know what I would do as well? I wear a headset microphone when I perform, kind of goes over the ears and around the back. And then there's a microphone that comes along the side of my face towards my mouth so I can pick up my headset mic. I would probably try and rig that into my headset microphone. And then so it like runs down the same wire, but then I would have it go across my shoulders, maybe on my chest, so I could execute the lights by touching here is kind of what I'm thinking, or maybe even a bit lower. I'm not sure, but I like that idea. But that is fun, and you can get that fun from
Trick Supply or Vanishing Ink. You can go to Vanishing Ink too if you want.
Can we talk about Firefly? Let's talk about that. Let's go to number 3.
Let's talk about it. I've been goofing around with this thing for a week now. I love it. I think it's a great device that has tons of applications.
Okay. I was pretty excited for this as well when it came out. And I'm excited for most everything that Titanus does.
Sure.
He is this giant Greek man who is just so clever. And it's effectively, for if you don't know what this is, it's called Firefly. It's been released through Murphy's, and it's a device that shines crazy bright. It has 3 separate ways of doing the light.
3 modes. You can do it like on and off quickly. It's got a slow fade on and slow fade off, and like this one is a timed module, so this is going to go off automatically and slowly in about 2-1 seconds and go, and then it's just gone. Now I'm wearing it with the elastic here. It does come with putty that I haven't opened up, but it's this kind of thing that allows you to, I pushed it, allows it to hide behind your back. So you can conceal the device with elastic or with a putty that just makes it like invisible with open hands in this case. And it can go behind the thumb, behind the index finger in this fashion here. There's lots of options to hide it.
That thinking behind using that method of being able to rotate it back and forth is actually so clever, and has not really been seen in many other products either, which is pretty gnarly. So here's what you can do with that. Now here's the thing, right? Like as far as this goes, how we're just talking about a utility device that you can use to light objects up. Right now, you can hold it. Oh, that's kind of clever. You can hold it against a light bulb, and then the light bulb lights up, and do something cool like that. You could put it on top of a drink, which makes the drink light up, which is a really fun thing to do as well. Or you could just produce the light from your hand. Now, when I saw this, I was like, okay, how do I use this? So I'm going to share something I'm thinking. I have a ring and bell effect. Okay, like you have a ring vanishes, and it appears inside of a bell that rings. Okay. Now, I've got currently like 3 ways to present it, but I'm just trying to find the most magical way to do it. And so I looked at this and I thought, would this be cool? Imagine having that ring, like taking a spectator's ring, leaving it on your hand. You couple your hands on top of the other, making a little dome, and then a light starts to emit from your hands. As a light emits, you open your hands so they can see the light, and then light's gone, right? And you show your hands empty. Then you have this hanging bell, just like Doug has right there.
Do you have one of these?
Not that exact one. No, I got one that I made. This is one that I made.
All right.
Yeah. This is just like a genuine bell that you like. It was expensive as hell, but it's proper, and I'll share that insides with you afterwards. But imagine you have a bell that's kind of hanging, right? And then imagine the bell's kind of like a lampshade, and a light emits now from the bell. Okay. Like that would be sick. So, and I just like this idea of like light vanishes the ring. You then make everyone look at the stage, and this light starts to emit from the bell. And and then you hear the bell ringing while this light emits from underneath it, right? And then the light goes away. You go over, you pick up the bell, give it to the spectator, they look inside, the rings in the bell. That's something that I was just like, that would be sick.
So somewhat feasible with this setup. Like I could bring the Firefly here with this gimmick. My hands are away. It illuminates.
And then rings. Yeah.
And it rings. And then the light goes off. And I'm nowhere near any of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a fancy pants device. It's so weird that you had mentioned the bell, because I had pulled one out, but not this one, because this is just unreasonable for $400. Unless you're wealthy, and if you are, come see me at Trick Supply.
I'll see you at Trick Supply.
It does what it does perfectly, and there's actually a ring in bell effect with the tutorial.
Okay.
The one that I pulled out, I'm getting off subject here a little bit, was this guy. Because I love this guy, but I haven't put a routine with it yet.
Oh, okay. It's like a self-ringing bell, that one?
Yeah, so this is the L bell from Bacon Magic, I guess. It looks like a little hotel kind of bell, right? And it comes with a remote, and, that's regular bell. And here it is with no touch. Hello?
That's fun.
Yeah. But what do you do with it is the question, huh?
Well, here's the thing. I kind of feel like with lights and with a mixture of like spirit bell, perhaps, we start leading down this kind of seance-y type of vibe. You know what I mean? Where let's say that you, if we're going to try and time together, you could maybe do like a seance-y type thing where you would like take an item, write someone's name, you then burn the name, okay? From the name, smoke appears from the thing. You capture the smoke, and in the smoke is the spirit. You have the light. You then take the light and you place it inside the bell. And you now can communicate with the spirit, asking a questions, yes or no. One ring is yes, two is no. And then you start doing a type of Q&A with the spirit. Like you could, that's just some, like, I don't know if it's a great idea or not, but I'm just sort of getting.
No, I actually like that. I even like it for this. You could talk about maybe a hotel clerk who passed away, but makes his presence known and delivers information. Even with this thing,
yeah,
which, for $75 is a reasonable purchase. Actually, remote controlled self-ringing bell.
Yeah, like if you were performing a residency at like the Ridges Hotel or something, and you would then say, okay, there was a person. Employee of the year, got it every year for 14 years straight. You wouldn't believe it. This guy's name was Mal Holt. And
legendary.
Legendary, this and that. And you go like, he knew everything that was happening in this place, every single thing that was happening. Who came, what time, blah, blah, blah. Then you could start like making it even a comedy bit where it's like, Mal, questions. Do you know what room this person is checked in? Cool. I'm just gonna yeah, and then maybe you could do so much stuff. I got three keys. I'm just gonna point to one. You tell me which one. You ring which one you think it is, and then you point to like, imagine like these three posters are like, so you're going through, and you're like, you tell me which one is their room key, Mel, and then ding, ding, ding. And you're like, cool. And your room number is blah. Okay, terrific. Now, Mal, you know, how many times has this couple had sex in this room?
Scotty is on fire tonight too.
Yeah.
The guy's name is Ringo.
There you go. His name was Ringo. That's great. Yeah. And then what happened is like, yeah, you go like, how many times have they had sex? And it's like ding, 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 ding. I think that'd be really funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could really just take it to places like, okay, simmer down. Goodness me. Like, oof. Okay. Yeah. Like I think that'd be funny. Like I don't know if because this idea of doing like something with their ashes, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, but like you've that's a pretty gnarly / original routine, especially if you have a very old venue. Like, yeah, you
Like,
could tie them. Yeah, Haunted Key.
One of the shows here, if you get a chance to see Ken Axtell's Ghost Stories, he uses the self-ringing bell to great effect in that experience. Great show at the Mandalay Bay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
More along these lines, you know, the bell's just up there and he talks about it and it starts ringing in the show.
We got to talk about that bell after the show for sure. Cause all right. Yeah. I got some stuff, but,
Are we done talking about this light? Did you have anything else you want to say about Firefly?
Yeah, well, I just think that, like, I mean, you could do it for a vanish, but I think that if you were going to make it vanish, you would want to have this, like, this translation where it's understood that, like, the light vanished it, the light appeared it. This almost Star Trek-esque type thing. I think that would be good. But then if we're going to tie it together with something, I love this idea of, like, capturing an orb, a light, a spirit, and then putting it inside an object. You put it inside a bell, the bellhop, and then you can start doing really cool stuff like that.
I wanted to do it with this thing, right? Like, combine it with this remote control light device. It's a self-lighting light, goes on and off. I thought it'd be fun to use with this.
Can I share an idea that I created using that light bulb?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what I was doing was I was borrowing a spectator's phone, and I would go using their flashlight, okay, to begin with. And then I would turn the light on and off, right? And then I would take the light out of their phone using a D light. And then you could just do a couple of bits with a D light, just real simple.
Yeah.
And then what you would do is you go, let's let that, and then you actually you produce the light bulb and just give somebody the light bulb, and it's just fully lit. Because people know it's a light, but they don't think it's a light bulb. So you give them a full size light bulb and put it in their hands. Then while they're holding it, you can take the light out of the light bulb and put it back in, and take the light out and put the light back in.
Love it.
Yeah, so I that's what I created with that one.
Yeah, make a light bulb production. Freaking strong.
Yeah, and I love this idea of taking light in and out of people's hands like this, like literally taking it back and forth. The light bulb I had, I've gone through 3 of them.
Yeah, which one are you using? The Shine?
Yeah, the one that comes in the black box. I think Murphy makes it. Yeah.
There's a new one out, Shine 3.0. I don't know.
Yeah, but
there's other ones. You might look around.
Look, it's a big routine, man. Like I've literally got to use like my tail top in it to sort of like get the bulb out and everything else, and redirect and distract.
That makes sense. You'll break that thing, right? Yeah.
Another way I was doing it was because I do iPad magic, and so I was doing a bit where I was talking about like the future of what's the future of magic. This is the future of magic. It's great. It's fun. It's reliable. I mean, and I hit the iPad and it flickers and turns off. Now the old televisions used to have a thing where you turn them off and they would go off, and then a little white dot would appear in the center of the screen and just stay there for a while. And basically I was doing that. So like it would flicker, turn off, and then it would be like a white dot in the middle. And you take that white dot off the screen, do the same routine, then produce a light bulb. Like that was the same sort of thing I was doing. But it's really fun to tie these together because it kind of gives it legs, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're done with the light.
Okay. Moving on from lights.
Okay, I got a fun prop here this is a family prop, and I've been super enthusiastic with this. And I don't know that you can take this too far off the tracks that it's on, but this thing, the rocket Rockets book. Have you seen the Rockets book before?
No.
So you know what rockets do, right?
Okay.
And we could talk about the rockets. Maybe if I was paid by the hour, I would.
Did you say rockets?
But no, rockets go up. Rockets go up. So
Oh.
even if I did this,
So even if you rotate the book,
the rockets still
90
go up.
90 degrees, the rockets still go up.
Yeah. If you're watching at home, or sometimes my thumb makes them not go up.
Yeah.
I wonder if I
Turn it
turned it
upside
all the
down.
way over, like upside down. Would that? Oh yeah, they're still up.
Wow.
So now the book is upside down, but all the rockets are still facing up. So yeah, they go up if it's sideways, and they go up if it's right side up. Do they? Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Or also they could go down, and then you could say, Houston, we have a problem. But maybe not.
Well, that's a really cool way of yeah, that's a very cool invention of that's, I guess, derivative of the
It's the coloring book or the
coloring
stamp
book, yeah.
album.
Yeah. Everyone says great. I like Scotty P. I like.
Yeah, but what, Nick? That's not the challenge. The challenge is to make something interesting and new from the thing we have at hand. I said before I did it that I didn't know if there was such a thing, but like
that's a good challenge. Okay, so let's think about this real quick. Everything goes up.
I mean, that's kind of the presentation in the demo. And let me tell you what happened with this. I see it in the back one time. I said, what's this? I said, that's a weird coloring book, but I don't connect it with rockets going up. And then I looked at the demo and it said, this is the rocket book. And you know what rockets do? They always go up. Even if you turn it this way, they're still going up. And, even if you turn it upside down. And I said, oh, now it makes sense. The rockets go up, right?
All right. So, do you have a pack of playing cards that has rockets on it?
Man, certainly that exists. Do I have one here? Probably. I just wouldn't be able to get it in 3 minutes.
Okay, so you could do an ambitious card. Keeps going up. I put it to the bottom. Give it a buy. It keeps going to the top. Keeps going up. It always goes up. Let's say high up. You can go all the way up to the roof, and then you got card on ceiling.
Yeah.
So
Nick's taking the easy way out and making it a card trick.
Well,
I'm going to give you a C- for that idea. You've been typically brilliant all episode, and then you phone in a card trick on this one.
Well, let's just get it out there.
Scott Link has a good one. Topsy-turvy with rockets. Like you can't make the book do what I do. Like turn it over and it's right way up, and then yours isn't right way up. There's a good idea. Scott Link, you get a B+.
Yeah, there you go. So turn it upside down, rocket keeps going up. Turn it upside down, rocket keeps going up. The topsy-turvy bottle. That's a good idea.
I think we've talked about it enough. This is obviously a dead end. Let's move on.
No, hang on. Give a guy a sec.
I'll set the next
you could do like muscle passing coins and just show like everything anti-gravity going up.
Yeah. What if a rocket, you could have levitating rocket at the end and a rocket flies out of the book?
Yeah. You could, what if you did a zombie ball type thing where you kind of like had a cloth and the cloth looked like it was like the silk was actually like the fire of a, what's it called? So it looked like it was actually floating up and doing its thing as you're holding the cloth.
You could do the Kevin James and produce a rocket.
Yeah. Or a planet. You could produce a planet. Yeah.
Look, we did stuff. That's stuff.
Yeah. So if you could do all the rockets or whatever else, and then it'd be great. Because what if you like put it back, like if you did it, you built a gimmick, right? Where you put it back on like a like an easel, and then you take a portion of the easel, which is that load effectively, and then you can push out a planet from it, like, so you don't have to gimmick that book at all. You just have to hold like the easel piece of wood with the particular gimmick to produce.
Or maybe you reserve one of your flower tubes for a rocket, and then after you produce the flowers, the rocket comes out of the tube later.
Yeah. But I think that would be fun to do, like that Bolorama-esque thing.
Yeah.
Which you would gimmick add on to that and produce a planet. Like that's not a bad idea. Yeah. You could really go nuts with this if you even like later on in the show, where if you had a helmet, right?
You
Yeah.
come down and you have the helmet on, like you're showing the book up here, and then when you come down, you got the helmet on.
That's certainly an option, but you could also like put a spectator. You probably couldn't do this with a child, unfortunately, but you could do a thing where like if you had the helmet put on someone, think about all the crazy stuff you could put in a helmet, something in which you can communicate to somebody. For example, you could have literally someone like an audio device inside a helmet talking to that person, cueing them to do really crazy stuff. It'd be something as simple as like astronauts are crazy clever. Like they even know how many, like all the digits of pi. And then, you put this on their head and you go like, all right, start with 3. Great. Point. And I go just slowly one at a time. You just like cross them off. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's because you're just feeding them the line through the helmet. Like there is a lot of crazy stuff you could do with that.
If you'd like a rocket book, you can go to tricksupply.com. Did I share that or not?
Yeah.
Oh, they're $29.95. Scotty was pointing it out there. I thought we'd just get the full-on plug-in here. So boink, here can I not? I can't. Poke that up there for just a second since it took a second. Look, here we are at tricksupply.com. Get the rocket book. You can go there and watch the full demo, watch the whole skit, see what Scott Green does with it, or any other number of things that you've seen me do today. If you click on the front page, you'll see a lot of those feather flowers. I was entering them in our warehouse. And look at this deal on the sponge sugar bunny refills. We just started making these in bulk. If you love the sugar bunny, well, holy crap, you get 50 of them for $60 now.
What is that the like you put a sugar packet and then you sort of rub your finger and then out comes a little bunny?
You could do that. That's a sponge version. This is a hard bunny. In a sense, the best trick, you pour a sugar packet in, it just changes to a bunny, right? But you can do all kinds of stuff with it. But dig it, we sell these for $25 for one. So if you just need the refills, you can get those for 50, and now you can give them all away, and it doesn't cost you $25 to give it away. So you can get 100 of them for $99 too. Anyway, yeah, Trick Supply. There we are, and there's your commercial. Bang.
That is really cool. That's the first time I've seen that, actually.
Have you not seen the sugar bunny? A lot of people love it, but it's a bit pricey because it's just a little bunny. It's a little plastic piece. It looks exactly like it would look if you made it out of sugar.
Yeah. I hope the kids don't eat it, dumbasses. That will happen.
Yeah. Well, if they do, then they have to buy another one. And if they eat a lot, now they're only $1 a piece. So buy all you need.
I wonder if you could put it in one of those tiny tubes, like those tiny little tubes that you would put, like, I don't know, like just something like even like a necklace, perhaps, and like give that to a kid or whatever it is.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I don't know. There's a lot of cool things you can do with the sugar bunny. We could do the whole episode on that, but
I wonder if how big are they, Doug? How big are these?
Let me go get one. Hold on.
Yeah. If they're like an inch size, it would be interesting if there was an existing chocolate, especially come Easter time, that is of the same size, and you could do it like a multi-staged chocolate presentation. So you could do it like you take sugar, you do your thing, you produce the white accumulated sugar packet bunny, and then maybe you gave it a color change, which turned it into a chocolate one, and then you could probably do it again, and then it turns into a wrapped one. You could do like a multi-phase idea with that one. So yeah, how let's see how big that is.
I'll tell you what I did with this originally. For the video I did, I waxed this thing on the back of the sugar packet.
Yeah.
So the hands could start clean.
Yeah.
Then you steal the bunny off, and then you open up the sugar. The sugar goes in the hand. This is just sweetener, so it's not even sugar.
Yeah.
And then we just form it. We can do a better job of this. Let's press that out, push the ears out, and then
it makes a tiny bunny. Is that about an inch in height?
Hold on, let me compare it.
Wow, you can put like 10 of those on there.
How big is that? An inch, probably?
An inch, 3 centimeters.
Yeah. This is a great trick with the thumb tip. You know, if you're at a restaurant, put the thumb tip in, pour the sugar in. I just empty the sugar out first and pretend to put the sugar in, so there's no
Great
sugar
idea.
in the packet. That's a idea I got from a Paul Harris book. And then
All
at the
right.
end of that, all the sugar granules are left over in your hand a little bit, and it really just sells the whole thing. So
I literally, these guys, I just had this thought and then I read the comments. Okay. We don't condone taking drugs, but I think we all understand it, in which you were to snort some powder and then take the bunny.
Oh.
I was cocaine bunny. Imagine you actually could like do a line and then pull a bunny out of your nose. That would be pretty nuts.
I have a method. Hold on.
Oh. I have a method. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to attempt to do a cocaine bunny live.
Well, now I have to do the method.
Oh, far out. When in Vegas. I wonder how many people would like that. Okay. So again, this would freak out some people. You bet it would, Tim Askin. And of course, you can purchase these in a lump of 50 from tricksupply.com.
Or you just buy one for $25. We'll like you better if you do that.
Yeah. Okay. So
This is probably not going to work, but I think this is a viable way to snort a sugar bunny.
sure.
If you put
Okay.
some wax on the back of your thumb and then
Right.
put the sugar bunny on the tip of your thumb.
Okay. So you're doing this type of classic, what do you call it?
Oh,
Ah, okay.
well,
Yeah,
I just bought a sugar bunny.
Yeah, you can really give it like one of them as well.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm thinking if it's here and then it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here,
It's like the old what do you call it? Is it the toothpick vanish?
yeah, it's
with
like breaking the
piece of tape?
toothpick.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it goes behind the thumb.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, that's my next short. Oh man.
Oh, okay.
I did just buy the sugar bunny now. This is mine now. Good thing
That is
we make
pretty
them
cool.
here.
I do. I like that. I think that it's like the adult ladybug.
But no, that's a hot tip. If you've thought about sugar bunny, now's the time. Just buy the refill pack and go crazy with them. That's a good value.
Yeah. And as far as the single one, that just includes the method, doesn't it? Just includes
and you get a tutorial with a few routines. Originally, this is a Steve Fearson product, and Trick Supply bought the Steve Fearson line. So you get his creative thinking about this production item. So it's a Steve Fearson item, and it's we have a army of 3D printers that crank these out now. So that's what's going on here.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. Alrighty.
If you need something to carry them around in, you can get the Sugar Bunny purse. You ever seen one of? You know what this is?
Is that a coin purse?
Or anything you want to put in here? What I put in here? My balls.
Sponge balls.
It's not my sponge ball purse. It's actually just a zipper.
No way.
Yeah, it's just a zipper. So it's not even a purse at all. It's all how you look at it, Nick K.
Wow, you sell those?
Duh.
Okay.
No, Nick. I'm just showing things we don't sell today.
I don't know. I thought maybe just checking. But
So this is a zip it up purse. I assumed you probably hadn't seen one before. That's really the only reason I picked it up.
No.
I don't know how to put it back together. It's like the Rubik's Cube of purses.
Okay, so how quickly does it go back together?
Well, with an experienced hand, probably rapid, but I don't know what I'm doing here, so I'm just winging it.
Okay. And how much are they?
Prop like this, $10, I think, maybe $12.
That's cool.
All right, so So I think like you could do this, and like a thumb tip's a natural. This is in the instructions. You know, they say zip it up and then reach inside and pull out, you know, whatever was in your thumb tip. Or likewise, you zip it up and you could load the thumb tip, do a signed dollar bill in the purse. And those are a couple of the magic applications that come with it.
Yeah.
I just like doing this.
Yeah, there's something kind of really fooling about that, especially because it's
like,
not.
It's like a clown item, you know. It's kind of a gag item more than anything.
Yeah, and it's kind of magical to just turn something like into string, which is kind of what you're doing. Like you have something you just pull, and it's not what it is anymore. And yeah, I wonder. Like, I'm just trying to think. Like, if you did that, would you like what else could you use it for? Like the bag comes undone, then you use it to tie something off. Is the first thing I'm thinking. But I don't know.
All right, we've gone from nipple magic to bondage. Perfect. What's next?
Yeah.
Cocaine, nipples, and bondage today.
So you open up the bag, you take its contents inside, and then you tie each other down for a good time. Vegas, okay.
We'll work on that later. Man,
I think with
5 minutes here.
With 5 minutes left in the show, I think we probably got time for one more, and these guys definitely want to see one more. Let's make it an interesting one.
So I don't know. We might do. I'm just going to do this because I think this is an interesting item. I'd never seen it before this week, and it's kind of a classic bit. This is a version of the hot rod.
Oh, really?
All right. So this is a magic wand, and this is a duplicate one, right? So this would probably be in my inside pocket. And I did this for the first time last Friday, wondering how this would play. So here's the variant. 6 colors on the rod. And Nick, if you could do the honor of giving me a color, we could use it from this side or that side, like it matters. But just give me a number from 1 to 6.
3.
3 would be this 1, 2, 3, which is, if you can see, that's the ruby, right? It is the same on the other side if you count like this 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at this point, you ask your spectator to make a fist around the wand, and then you do this. And the wand changes in the hot rod changes into the wand. I would put that in my inner pocket as I ask the spectator to open their hand. And when they open their hand, they find a gem in it. And it's the color that they picked. It is the red ruby.
That is cool.
So this makes the hot rod a hands-on effect for the spectator. We have a hot rod with a magnetic tip. So the gem is on the tip of the wand as we do the paddle move. And then having the spectator close their hand around it allows you to get that chosen gem in their hand. And then all the gems vanish.
Man, I've got a thought. I just want to get out of my head, okay, creatively.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So this is a nail file, but imagine you have like certain objects on there, and one is the ladybug in the middle, okay?
Make it a ladybug.
Okay. And then you get someone to so you have a ladybug here, like on this side. Hold out your hand for a sec, and then you put it on the back of their hand. They're holding it like this. And you say, you use whatever force. You go, that's a great idea. Hold out your hand, right? But you do the rotation. And then, so you got the exact same setup on the other side, but the ladybug is now missing from this.
Yeah.
So open your hand, you pull it away, right? You go, great. And notice that now the ladybug is gone. And you say the ladybug is missing from there. And you go, open your hand. And they go, oh, it's not there. I go, turn your hand over. Now it's there. So you've now just, it's not that routine, but it's just another way of doing it.
Yeah, and then you make this a log. It's like the Deuce Gala trick, but no packet trick, right?
Yeah. So no cards in effect. You're using the rod to do that.
Yeah, this is a tree leaf or a log. Yeah. Put a little leaf on it maybe, or make it look like a log.
And maybe you have I don't know what sort of animals you would have there. You probably wouldn't even have to have.
They could be different colored ladybugs. That would be fine.
Could be different colored ladybugs. It could probably just be even one ladybug. It wouldn't even matter. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or you have just a whole bunch of ladybugs and then one of them's missing. It could probably
I like the idea of making it organic for sure.
Because that's a cute moment with that little gemstone. But I kind of feel like that gemstone, like would they want to keep it at the end? You know, that's
This is where this comes in. Oh, but you get extras with it, and these shouldn't be that much. And probably,
yeah.
You know, the win for me is and it was the first time I did it. I just said, here, I grabbed the end of the wand, make a fist, and I pulled this away, and legit, they had no idea what was happening. So, being able to load an object in a spectator's hand, and apparently a freely chosen one, this is just like stuff.
That's really magical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like that they all vanish, and then just the chosen gem is all that's left. It's like pretty pure. Is
that gem like, okay, could you vanish that gem just by tapping it? Is that what you're saying?
I happen to be a sexpert at the striking vanish. Wow.
Oh, okay. Right. I was thinking, I thought here's a silly thought, right?
You could just do this. You could just bink. Just bink.
I was wondering if maybe you had just this little log with one ladybug on it, right? And then you take this one ladybug and you place it in the spectator's hands open, right? You wave the log over the ladybug, and it just attracts to it with like a magnet, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of wave. You can then steal that off and go, if you take it, right, and wave over my hand, it'll reappear. So now you can like have it wave over there. But what happens is when they take it, they give it a wave, and then it's on the back of their hand.
Boy, that'd also be great is having more than one. Now we can do jumping gems with ladybugs on the log. Even that would be a lovely jumping gem routine. Doesn't compare to the hands-on moment, of course, but at least we could sell it here.
You could multifaceted, because in a sense, like you could steal that off, and then you could probably like show that it's not in your hand. But if they give it a wave, then it reappears in your hand. And then, I just realized you can actually do a multi-phase. So let's say you stole it off this magnetic one in particular, right? Yeah. You go wave it over my hand, and then good, it's gone, right? And then cool. I go, now you hold your hand like this, make a fist, and then you can go watch, and then you can give it a wave, show it gone, and then tap on their hand. So it's now multi-phase where it vanishes, appears in my hand, vanishes, appears in your hand. Oh, it's not in your hand? Turn your hand over. Oh, it's in the back of your hand. You were squeezing too tight and it couldn't get in. Like there's a cute little moment.
We're already over. Reminds me of another trick that just came out, Voodoo. I think I don't want to get the creator's name wrong, but he has 4 Voodoo cards. He says pick a body part. So they pick the head. The head vanishes and the head appears on the back of their hand. So it's a similar style of effect where a freely chosen object appears on the body person. Scotty's got the price again. If you're looking on Trick Supply, it's the Wild Wand Fantasy for $29.95. It does include a nice velvet bag for your 2 magic wands.
That's nice.
These are the values at tricksupply.com. I'm done trying to sell crap today now. Not that I was even trying. I'm just goofing around,
Let me get the media assets so we can walk out of this. Guys, thank you so much for listening today. Doug, thank you for sharing the fun toys at Trick Supply.
Yes.
You can scope out our socials. Mine is Nick K Magic on Instagram, or my website, nickkmagic.com. Doug?
Go to @Trick Supply. We need some subs. Y'all go follow our socials. I got enough. Go to @Trick Supply. TikTok, Insta, YouTube, we're on all of it.
Yep, we'll be back to our normal programming next week. We'll see you guys on Your American Monday, our Australian Tuesday. Thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, do let us know. I think this was an absolute banger, and we should probably do these again. Are you up for that, Doug?
I had a great time. Yes.
Me too. Yeah, so if you guys are into it, let us know, and we'll do these a little more frequently. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to disappear now. But we'll see you again on the next episode of The Magic Guys.